Hey, what's up guys? It's been a long time since we have done any kind of thoughts videos, but it's also been a long time since I played a game to completion, in quite a while. Since I didn't play as many games last year, and this year I haven't finished every game I played, but we have finished Xenoblade Chronicles 3. What an incredible ride, guys. If you like Xenoblade 1, if you like Xenoblade 2, you're going to absolutely love Xenoblade 3. I'm going to try to do this as spoiler-free as possible. It took me about 110 hours, roughly, to beat this game, and I stopped doing most side content about 2/3 of the way through the game. So if you're a completionist, the game is going to take a very, very long time. That being said, I played the game on the hard difficulty, all the way until the final battle of the game, because it was ridiculous. I don't know, there was just, essentially there was a one-shot mechanic kind of thing, which was happening. So, lowered it to normal for the final fight, and then piece of cake. And so, if I played the entire game on normal, I might have been able to beat the game much quicker, because there was a lot of fights that took multiple attempts, especially earlier on in the game. Yeah, let's talk about the game. Story-wise, this is the best Xenoblade of 1, 2, and 3. I never played X, but of 1, 2, and 3, this is the best. And a lot of questions people are going to probably have is, how does this game connect to Xenoblade 1 and 2? There's loose connections. This game definitely connects to 1 and 2 much more than 2 connected to 1. Right? 2 didn't really connect to 1 until the very end of the game. Whereas this one has a lot more connections, but at the same time, you're still going to be left with questions. And I'm sure they did a lot of things in an ambiguous way just so people who never played 1 or 2 could still very much enjoy this game. Because the story is all about the characters of this game, not necessarily the connections that are implied that you'll experience throughout the game. And they're there, you know, but if you never played 1 or 2, you'll enjoy this game just as much as anybody else. For the most part, there's going to be some extra nods if you have played the game, like, oh yeah, you know, oh, okay, you know, kind of thing, but that's about it. Yeah, the story's, honestly, is, you know, the game looks very weeb, very anime. This story is dark. It is very mature. It is very serious. And obviously, like anything, stories like that come from Japan, they also throw in some crazy, silly stuff in there, so that obviously does exist. But I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Story-wise, in my opinion, it is the best part about the game, is the story. I think this game has the best combat out of 1 and 2. It kind of merges the 2 together in a sense of the combat. It's a lot more like 1, but with complexities that you kind of get from 2. Because the combat in Xenoblade 2 is very slow, especially in the beginning. And it just starts getting a little bit more complex with the things that you can do with your blades. But in the beginning, it's like very, very basic and slow. And it was one of the complaints a lot of people had with the game, I remember when it came out. Whereas Xenoblade 1, the combat is very action-oriented with what you can do, but then it doesn't really get much more complicated the entire game. It does a little bit, but not too much. This game kind of puts them together, which is really, really nice. It does very, very well. A lot of cool combinations for combos and things like that. It's very good, but I can still understand why some people might think it gets a little boring or a little stale. Because like I said, it still wavers on the side of more like 1. A lot of other system mechanics, I think the game is fine. I really like the insane variety of classes. Minor spoiler, but you'll pretty much realize this probably within the first couple hours of playing the game, that there are a lot of classes in the game. And the ability to learn them and interchange with everybody, it's pretty insane. My only real complaint is that there was never really a system of the feeling, when it comes to like JRPGs or any RPGs really, of upgrading your character directly. whether that's like, you know, getting new abilities constantly or upgrading abilities constantly, or in this case, gear, right? Like, oh, I got a new weapon. Like Xenoblade 1 specifically, I'm thinking, because it was the one that I played last, the definitive edition. You were constantly getting new weapons, you were getting new armor, you were getting all this stuff. In this game, all you get is up to 3 accessory slots. Basically, think of like 3 rings or something like that, and that's it. And so that's what you have to work with. But aside from that, very, very good. The game systems is super deep. The world is great. The way the traversal with fast travel, I think it works fantastic. My biggest complaint overall with the game is the fact that it's on the Switch. Because there's only so much they can do graphically. There was definitely a lot of moments where the system was dropping, was getting framey. And I guess I could say the music at times wasn't the best. It might actually be the worst out of the 3 games. But there's still some banger tracks in this game, like 100%. Yeah, man. If you like JRPGs, if you especially liked Xenoblade 1 or 2 or both, or if you like more sci-fi RPGs and you don't mind a little bit of, you know, the anime-ness, you definitely want to check this game out. It's a very big game, very long game. Like I said, it took me about 110 hours, and I maybe did 80%. You really want to check this game out. Anyways, guys, that's all I really got to say about this game. Obviously, I very much enjoyed it. I played it all the way through. And, yeah. See you guys next time for the next video. If you have any comments, have any questions, leave them down below. Hit the like, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.